Welcome to today's meditation session, and I've got a wiggly beast in my lap, so I'll just prop her up so she can say hello to you too. So in this week's IP work, we're really dialing in to the motherboard with regards to how to use our practice to create the neurochemistry of victory for ourselves. And of course, anybody else that comes in contact with us, whether it be in a blissful moment or a moment of challenge, they're going to benefit too, right? So it's all about working with the archetypal resonance that's available when we do breath work. So we're going to do some of our core breathing practices today. And in that way, we're going to be we're going to be codifying some fresh patterns of life and beauty into the terrain of our bodies and into the terrain of our minds. And very oftentimes it's the pernicious influences of our own mental habit patterns that are right there getting in the way, right? Our own pernicious internal influences. And so we're going to, again, just work with some of our IP basic breathing techniques today to step out of some of our habitual roles, to step out of numbness. So many of us are under the thumb of numbness for all kinds of reasons. And right now, in particular, a lot of us are working with what in the mental health world they're now calling, re-entry anxiety. And even if you only have a little tiny bit of it going on, it's still a little tiny bit of something. So we're going to use the breathing to also transform any of the inertia that might be in our system, to transform that inertia into clean power, into living articulate power, so that we can make that shift from feeling like we might be sleepwalking wherever in our life that might be manifesting. We can move from feeling like we're sleepwalking into the ecstasy of the living moment. The ecstasy of the living moment, which requires no additional information from the outside in order for it to be magnificently useful and shockingly beautiful, right? The ecstasy of the living moment. So take this moment right now before I give you the technique, which is so simple. Take this moment to tune in and to let your body become all eyes. This is something that I talk about a lot in IP, letting your body become all eyes, opening up. And recognize that when we do this kind of work, the transformational power is most alive when we let ourselves feel all those vulnerable feelings and to be moving in the direction of the unknown. Transformative power is partially available for us when we're in our comfort zone, but when we let ourselves be called into the unknown terrain, that's when the spring tendrils really begin to find their growth. So we're going to start with a staccato rhythm. And so anytime that we work with staccato in the breath, it is the teacher of definition and refinement for us. And of course, we can all use a little bit of that all the time. So we're going to, like I said, we're working with practices today that are helping us with the neurochemistry of victory. So we're going to use all the different techniques that are available to us to get square in that saddle. Curl the index, middle ring, and pinky fingers into the center of the palm and literally press the fingers in so you feel an immediate activation. And for the word victory, we're going to create a V and take the arms up. And now allow your spine to be enticed upward as the arms are lifting. But be sure that the head isn't craning up, because you don't want to be creating any kind of bend in the back of the neck. You want to keep the whole community of the spine upright. So we're going to work with Kapalabhati here, right at the beginning. So every time you exhale, pull your abdominal wall back, in and up. So it'll look like this. I'm going to set my gaze just really softly and simply at the tip of the nose. So this way of working with your breath is so purifying. Again, it's getting all those internalized pernicious influences off the roster, out of the portfolio, so that we can actually honor challenge when it shows up in our life. We can honor challenge as a negotiating partner. Doesn't that sound refreshing? Instead of staring down challenge as a pain in the rear, it's a negotiating partner. So let's do this thing. So create the V, sit up nice and straight, tuck the chin in, set the gaze at the tip of the nose, and try to stay in it until I cue us to stop. So even when I stop and talk, you, as an active participant in the session, you stay in it, okay? And just try to listen when I talk to you. By its very nature, working with the archetypal resonance and medicine of the breath is disruptive of the status quo. It is disruptive of the humdrum. And it sometimes can feel chaotic at the very beginning. But here's the thing, guys, is when we're working with the chaotic rhythm of the breath, which is what you might be feeling emotionally or energetically, when chaos presents itself, it is always the announcement of creativity seeking form. It's the announcement of creativity seeking form. So just fire through it. Staying in the living, articulate experience of the moment. You're doing great. Couple more. Couple more. So we're using the intelligence of the breath to solve some of the ontological issues that we're always facing when we're living a human life, but in particular, allowing it to become really specific in your unique cascade of needs. Using the intelligence, which is remarkable and massive, go ahead and bring the breath practice to a close. Using the intelligence of your breath to solve any kind of ontological need that might be, mobilized inside of you right now. So for this past season, we've been working with this particular breath technique with subtle variations here and there, off and on. We've been going into this a lot. Why? Because it's really effective. It works so well in terms of getting into that victorious state of outlook and biochemistry. So this is the brain balancing breath. So I'm just going to quickly talk you through the various articulations and then we'll do it. So you're going to take a long, slow breath through your left nostril and then a long, slow breath out of the right nostril. And then with a breath of fire, you'll breathe in left and exhale right, like so. Okay, so we're going to do that 50 times. I totally know, because I do this practice regularly in my own practice, I know how it can feel like a lot to just stay in the staccato teaching of the living experience of it. So you don't need to count. I'll count for us, okay? You just do the thing. And then when we're done with 50 on the left side as the receiving nostril, we'll take one more breath in and one more breath out of the right to close the cycle, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, so we're creating a harmony and a hormonal harmony in the hemispheres of the brain and in many of the interworkings in the systems of your body. So let's sit up again, really calm. So key. Calm and slow. Give yourself permission to slow down. I know I've been running around at 150 miles an hour this morning. And so I kind of tore into this meditation today, like Speedy Gonzalez. So let's all just, maybe I'm just talking to myself, but my sense is that, might be applicable across the board. So let's give ourselves permission to slow down, and thereby to remember that when we slow down, that's never ever synonymous with being unproductive, right? When we slow down, we become, more meticulous and more intentional, and thereby more productive. The quality and the consistency of our productivity changes when we're slow. So sitting up nice and tall, feeling all of your inner rhythms slowing down so that you can come into alignment, with the staccato nature of the breath, but there's still this continuity, which could be named as flow in this breathing technique. And when we feel flow in the breath, it is the teacher of fluidity and grace for us. Okay, so this moment of stillness that we're in, let it mark the inner teaching of simply contentment and simply peace. So bring your index and middle fingers of your right hand in towards the center of the palm. So this is the shape that your hand is going to be making. And then for the sake of reattaching our roots to the land, place the palm of the left hand on top of the right knee, sitting up tall, feeling yourself in a slow flow, which is the antidote for any chaos. And of course, again, chaos is the announcement of creativity seeking form. Close your right nostril and inhale long and slow through the left. Now seal the left nostril and exhale long and deep out of the right nostril. Now we're going to start slow and move faster. So inhale left and then exhale right, pulling the abs in. Inhale left and exhale right. Like so, okay? And no worries if you need to stop and wipe your nose, as I just demonstrated, because this is very purifying. And if there's any kind of fluids in the nostrils, it will make its way out. So I'm going to start the counting now. Again, it's inhaling left and exhaling right. All right, inhale long and slow through your left nostril, please. And hold on to it. And now exhale deeply and completely out of your right nostril, please. Finding the fluidity and the stillness. Now inhale long and deep through the right nostril while you close the left nostril. Relaxing into it, the more you can relax into it, the more power and transformation and even magic will avail itself upon you through the practice. Exhale, left nostril. Go to zero. Let it all out of your body. Oh, it feels good to go to zero. Now, inhale, moving into the staccato teaching of the breath rhythm. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. Inhale right, exhale left. As you exhale, pull your abdominal wall back in and up, so you're hollowing out the cave of the abdomen and massaging and vitalizing all of the organs in the belly ring. So let's take 50. Inhale through the right. Take the breath all the way through your heart, through the back of your kidneys, down into your pelvic floor. Let it nourish the substratum of your substantive body and of your mind. And then exhale, left nostril. Good. Now tune in before we switch sides again and ask yourself, where can I soften? Where can I surrender? Where can I relax into this a little bit more? By and by, breath by breath. Relax into it a little bit more. Inhale, long, deep, and slow. Thorough distribution of the life force. Left nostril in. Out of numbness and into the ecstatic living moment. Exhale, right? Good, and now moving into the staccato work. So inhale left, exhale right, pulling the abs in. Let's take 50. Inhale left, long, deep, and slow, thorough. Let the inhalation, just this one inhalation, paint itself in the whole interior of your body. Exhale right. Good, now at the completion of the out-breath, squeeze at your pelvic floor, lift that energy up into the belly, up towards the diaphragm, pull it all back momentarily towards your spine, lift it up through to your heart, up through to the roof of the mouth, to the crown of the head, and up beyond into the space above your body. Good. Now let it all relax, soften, expand, extend, elongate. Inhale through the right. And then exhale through the left. Let it be a lyrical exhalation that brings in the innate inner teaching of synthesis and integration into the center of every cell of your body. Now moving into the rhythm of staccato, inhale right and exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Good. Inhale right. Exhale left. And then squeeze at the pelvic floor. Lift it all up. Rectum, sex organ, navel, all ascending, integrating, synthesizing, connecting, elevating you. Inhale left. And then exhale right. And move into the staccato rhythm. So inhaling still left, exhaling right. Good, inhale left. Let it bathe you. And then exhale right. And at the completion of the exhale, squeeze at the root and lift the root energy into your core energy and furthermore up into your heart's energy. And into the luminosity of your mental energy, balanced, clean power in the mental energy. Good. Beautiful. Inhale right. Relax more into it. It's okay to relax. Exhale left. Feel the lyrical teaching of synthesis and integration, feeding you, fertilizing you, supporting you, taking care of you. Now move from the lyricism into the staccato. So inhaling right and exhaling left. So you're moving from the known, from the unknown to the known, from darkness into light. And as practitioners, we become the ones who are capable of, unveiling the alchemical deliverance that enables us to be fully alive. No longer simply pass-throughs for habituation, but active participants in the shaping and the steering for the way forward in a way that is honoring of your needs and honoring of the larger wheel of needs as well. Honoring challenge as your negotiating partner. Good. So now, completing, inhale through the right. Hold on to the breath, and then exhale left. And squeeze the abs, lift it all up. And then relax and allow yourself to sit in quiet beingness, in slowness and stillness, having, unleashed the grace, the immense grace of your body and your mind and your soul in order to discover what is waiting to find its growth inside of you. So many qualities, attributes, possibilities, opportunities that lay dormant inside of us. When we take a few moments out of the day to tune in this way, we no longer find ourselves in the conversation of another day. I'll do that on another day. We clear the limitations, those internal pernicious influences of our own stuckness, of our own fears and so forth. We clear that. We polish the mirror, we clean the windows, and we become more proactive. So I want to just use these last, I'm doing a time check here. Wow, it's at one of those rare gatherings where I have actually left in a sufficiency of time at the end. And I'd like for you to just focus on the lyricism of the breath's song inside of your body. Let go of any and all sculpting. Let go of any and all sort of rigidity that you might have been attempting to put into the body in order to sit up in a meditative manner. And again, relax more so, yielding to all of the emergent concepts, welcoming of all the inherited concepts, everything that's flooding your awareness. Be big enough to hold it all, to understand the reality of what is with compassion, and thereby to become wisdom in action. Breathing by and by, breath by breath, expanding, softening. And feel all the fluid channels of your inner body coursing with this neurochemistry of victory. Feel how any of the density has transformed in your body. Any of the inertia, any of the entropy has moved through the intelligent use of the breath, through the intelligence of the breath. It's moved. It's become clean power. Feel how supported and grounded and connected and alive, radically alive you are in this moment. Now very consciously delivering a full breath to the foundation of your body, even though chances are good you're seated, either in a chair or upon the floor. But deliver a very full breath to your foundation and allow it to fortify your sense of connection, your sense of place on this planet we call home. And breathing a very full breath into the orb of your abdomen. Very full, three-dimensional, omnidirectional, nourishing breath, full of radiant life force. And exhale. And deliver a very full breath into your heart and the multitudes you contain therein. A human heart, what a place. And feel the archetypal resonance of your heart expanding its bandwidth, expanding its color, brightening its color. And now take one last full breath into your mind. And bear witness to your mind as being lucid, free of obstructions, quiet, big as the sky. Let the exhale out. One last moment of going to zero. Going to empty. Thank you so much, friends. I hope you feel really grounded and awake and totally connected to this living moment. I look forward to seeing you soon. Sat Nam and Namaste.